Before we're going to move on to the Carmenere, but before we really dive into the Carmenere, I'm curious about the Isla de Maipo and how the Isla de Maipo, which is not an island, got its name. It's to the southwest of Santiago. I don't know how many kilometers that is, but the Di Martino winery is in this bend in the river there, right? The river
Yes,
sort
it
of
is.
surrounds you.
Yeah, it's Isla de Maipo. We are about 45 minutes by car to Santiago, and the name is Maipo Isle because in the past the Maipo River uh, has two branches, and in the middle is Isla de Maipo. But one branch disappeared, and today we have only one. But the name is for that is Isla de Maipo, and it's a very very small town, and then there are many vineyards in this area. All in general is alluvial terrace, deposit of the rivers.
So when was the Di Martino winery founded there? Because we have a picture on a map here, Google Earth, and it shows that the town sort of seems to have grown up around the
It's
winery.
Ayuda.
Ayuda, ayuda.
Ayuda. ¿Cuándo lo descubrieron? Los de Martino. ¿Qué año empezó de Martino? 1934. Okay. 1934.
1934. So I can imagine
Yes, I have a very good support.
a good source. We heard it from the little bird. So I would imagine 1934, Isla de Maipo is a small town now. It must have been just a few houses then. But it is, as you said, very close to Santiago. So I'm sure it was very easy to move the wine to Santiago and sell the wine in Santiago.
Yes, it is. Very, very easy. It's by car or by bus or...
So we're moving on to the 2011 Carmenere estate, but it still says organic grapes there at the top. This is also 13.5% alcohol. Now, Carmenere, Di Martino's been a big proponent of Carmenere. They petitioned to have it recognized, the first exports of Carmenere. I think Carmenere is a fascinating grape. I don't mind a little bit of pyrazine in my wine. I think it's part of the Cabernet family. I think it makes it food friendly. I think a lot of Carmenere that I've tasted here in the States suffers from exactly what you were talking about before. It's harvested too late because they try to get rid of the pyrazine. It's too much oak. It's too much alcohol. Can you talk a little bit about what you want Carmenere to express to people? What's Carmenere?
Okay. Many questions in one.
Many questions.
The Martino started with the Carmenere in 96. You know, and the history is very simple. In the past, the Carmenere is confused with Merlot in the vineyards. But there one guy from France arrived to Chile and say this is not Merlot, it's Carmenere. And we start to export and produce Carmenere in 96. And our first market is UK, United Kingdom. And at that time, we produced one kind of Carmenere. It's a little bit more green character. We pick the grapes very early. And sometimes a lot of leaf close to the bunches. But today, we have a Carmenere 2011 in front of you. I think it's a very unusual Carmenere to Chile because the Carmenere is one of the greenest variety in the world. It's more greenest than the Cabernet Franc. It's more green than the Cabernet Sauvignon. For this, it's very difficult to produce Carmenere. And for that, during the, 97, 99, 2000, it's a right to Chile of some consultant for other country and say, if you want to produce Carmenere, you need to pick the grapes very late, but very, very late, with dry berries. And we pick the grapes at the pass in the Martino in the middle of May. And the idea is to cover the greenness, cover 100%, and obtain more sweetness, more jammy character. But today we come back. I want to show the Carmenere, the real Carmenere. For me, it sometimes has a greenness, sometimes when you're in a good terroir, you have a tobacco character, sometimes more spicy. It's very good with some kind of spicy food, with pasta like this. And that's the idea with this Carmenere. But it's a very, very difficult variety. Difficult. It's not easy to produce a Carmenere. You need, for me, a very special condition of soils, climate. If you put in a cool climate, it's very, very green. It's almost undrinkable. And for this, you need the balance. And we're very happy with this because I don't want to produce a Carmenere with 14.5 or 15 alcohol to cover the greenness. It's produced like a makeup,
Sure.
in terms of greenness. And this is the pretty honest Carmenere, and oak. There's no oak in this wine, and straight fruit, straight Carmenere.
This is all stainless steel, or?
It's stainless steel and concrete.
It's concrete because
yes.
it doesn't have. Yeah, sometimes stainless steel makes it a little tough. Not tough, but tough to drink young red wines that have been in stainless. But this has a little bit of softness.
I think this steel tank is very good for. I think it's for cheap wine. That's okay, but I prefer the concrete tank. That's. I feel the wine's better. Maybe it's psychological.
I agree. So maybe it is psychological. We're both easily fooled. So, but this is very nice. Carmenere for me, I think fits a very interesting place in the wine drinking spectrum because for me, Carmenere sort of fits between Cabernet Franc and Merlot. It seems to bring some of the greenness and lightness of Cabernet Franc with some of the round softness of Merlot. I think for the U.S. market, if people can get past the idea that green means bad, it's a perfect wine for the U.S. market right now.
I think it's honestly, the UK, the United States in general, especially the buyers, sometimes in the restaurant, the people believe when you have a little bit green character, it's bad. Because I think maybe it's in Bordeaux, if you have a green, it's bad. But there are some varieties, like Carmenere, like Cabernet Franc, in Chinon. You try some very, very good with food. The combination is outstanding.
It's amazing.
I believe you don't need to feel all the time ripe, sweet, jammy style. For me, it's a little bit boring. I want to try this kind of wine. That's good for some kind of food, but you need some wine for another kind of food. And I think the Carmenere is in this case.
I think so too. The combination of there's plenty of fruit here, but the combination of fruit and savory, that little herbal or tobacco character, I think it makes the wine work exceptionally well with food. It's